Hey, welcome back to the Big Rant Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, this video is not going to be anything negative. It's not going to be a rant or anything. Really, it's just going to be a discussion of something really good that happened back in May that really didn't make it to my local news or the news that I was finding at the time, or I would have brought it to you sooner. But in Marietta, Georgia, back on May 6th or May 15th of this year, there was a child choking, and an officer arrived and ended up saving the child's life. It was a He's being called a hero, and some would say he's for sure a hero. But Officer Nick St. Onge is his name. There was a 2-month-old infant. He was unconscious, or he was conscious but not breathing, it says, according to the report. He had been, apparently was trained in CPR for infants, and he was able to get the child breathing, apparently, again, because by the time the ambulance arrived, the 2-month-old child was fine. It's really amazing how well some of these police officers handled themselves under pressure like that. How they're able to see such a dire situation, and instead of losing it, they're able to help save a child or save somebody's life. I have a lot of respect for these people. I have a lot of respect for police officers. I do have my issues at times with the way some things go down. But I think when things happen good, when they do something good, I think it should be plastered all over the news just as much as if they do something bad. So here's a case where a child was dying. A 2-month-old child, for whatever reason. The grandmother said the child had only had a bottle, but the child was choking. And when the police officer got there, the child was not breathing, and he went right into action. Officer Onge, I gotta tip my hat to you, sir. You did a really good job here. I am glad there are people like you out there. I don't know how you were able to do it. I watched the video. I've watched the video multiple times now, and I still don't know how you were able to get that child, breathing and everything. But I'm glad you were there, and I'm glad you were there first on scene to help this grandmother and the baby. Help this grandmother get this baby back to breathing. Later in the video, you see the mom finally come over, and you can see why the mom wasn't there. She was hysterical. She was losing it, which I think any mother would do if her child looked like it wasn't breathing. I think she had a reaction you would expect. So I saw a comment saying, why wasn't the mother there the whole time? Well, from what I saw at the end of the video, the mother was in hysterics. She was losing her mind. Her child wasn't breathing, and she didn't know what to do. But thank God this police officer was there. This police officer showed up, and he did what he had to get this child breathing. And people sit there and they want to say, that all police officers are bad, all police officers are racist or whatever. But things like this show you that they're not. I believe most officers, probably 99% of officers, are good people that just want to do their job, just want to help the community. I believe that wholeheartedly. So you can disagree with me all you want on that, but I am so glad that Officer Owens was there to help this family, help this baby, and this baby hopefully will live a good life. And I think this should have been all over the news. It should have been a big CNN story. It should have just been on the only place I've found it so far where there was an actual news story. Where newspapers where you don't really get a lot of people don't see it. ABC News put out an article, but most of it I saw on either via YouTube or newspaper. But I think when cops do something right like this, and they do something really good, and they go above and beyond, and they're able to save someone's life, I think we should acknowledge that. Some of you out there will say, well, they're just doing their job, and we shouldn't recognize them for just doing their job. But I disagree. Because people aren't just doing their job when they save a life. They're doing good work. if you ask me, if they can't, if they're saving a life. You know, I'm glad that officers are trained. A lot of officers are trained to do this kind of stuff. And I think it's rather amazing that he was able to help this baby survive. And the video is just miraculous how he's able to, help this baby survive. So if you happen to be, from Marietta, Georgia, and you know this officer, let him know that he did a great thing, and that saving a life is an amazing thing for him to have done. And I'm just so glad that the baby turned out to be fine. Now he says, he's just a guy that showed up to do it and did what he had to do. But you ask me, that still makes him a hero. He is still a hero. Nick St. Orange, you are a good officer from what I'm seeing here, and you did a really good thing. And I think you're a hero. I know you may not see yourself as one, that you may just see yourself as somebody that did their job. And I'm glad that you were there to do your job. So thank you for doing what you had to do. Thank you for helping this child. Thank you for saving this family's, young child. Anyhow, this has been the Big Ranch Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck, and I'll see you down the road.